Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is everything you really need to know this week in Pokemon Go, running from March the 2nd all the way until the 9th. But before we start, yes, we were hacked. If you guys were wondering where we've been over the last week, unfortunately, we were hacked on Monday. I think it was the 23rd. We're very, very frustrated by this because we had such great content planned for you guys around this Road to Kalos tour, as well as the Kalos tour, and you guys really enjoyed those videos. But we just want to apologize. We are back. We're fully up and running. And we just wanted to say we've taken every measure to make sure this doesn't happen again. Let's get straight into our calendar now. This time we're going to kick off with our research breakthrough box because you only have one day left to get some of these Pokemon in the research breakthrough box, which we can see Lapras, Galarian Mr. Mime, Snorlax, Dreepy, Honedge, which of course now can be shiny, as well as Sinistea. But with the new season coming on the 3rd of March, every 7th day stamp you will be able to get another research breakthrough box, which will reward you new Pokemon. These Pokemon are going to be available all the way until June the 2nd. We can see Gyarados in there at 100% CP of 1453. Honedge is in there at 595. Dynamax makes an entry there at 1264 CP. Sinistea does return at 488 CP. We can see Duraludon in there at 1314 CP, and Dreepy also does remain at 328 CP. Also, when it comes to Adventure Sync, as we know, every Monday morning at 9 a.m. we will collect our rewards, but that's going to be on the 2nd. On the 3rd is when the new season turns over. So you literally have 24 hours to try and hatch these 5-kilometer Adventure Sync eggs, which is going to be Riolu, Bonsly, Turtoga, Skarmory, and Archen. We have touched on many times how Riolu is going to go into Mega Lucario and eventually Mega Lucario Z as well. Mega Skarmory will be coming too, and the 10-kilometer egg pool is going to be Dreepy, Beldum, Drampa, Turtonator, and Gibble. From the release of this video as well, you literally have like 2 days or 36 hours to try and get these Adventure Sync Pokemon, and then it will change over to the following Pokemon. Your 5-kilometer new Adventure Sync Pokemon are going to be Chingling, Happiny, and Audino. Your 10-kilometer Adventure Sync Pokemon are going to be Goomy, Turtonator, and Toxel, but I think in both egg pools there will be more as time goes on. Let's get back to our calendar again. That's not the only thing going down on Monday. Please remember the Max Monday, which is going to be featuring Dynamax Rookidee, which of course can go into D-Max Corviknight. Now, it's very important to mention, if we have a look at D-Max Corviknight's base stats, its attack value is actually quite low, but if we have a look at that stamina and HP value, it's a lot better. So how this translates as a D-Max Pokemon is actually very good, but not from an attacking point of view. It is actually one of the best tanks in the game right now, just simply because its typing is amazing. It resists 10 different types, which is why it is a brilliant tank. Try get a hundo of this Pokemon. Having a D-Max Corviknight is going to serve you well, and do not forget about that fast attack it does have access to, which is going to be Sand Attack, which of course is that half-a-second fast move, which allows the Dynamax meter to charge a lot quicker. Get yourself a good D-Max Corviknight. Now, the rest of the week actually gets very busy. If we look at our calendar again, we have a few things going down, but on Tuesday, the new March Go Pass will go live. And the main rewards there for the free pass is going to be an encounter with Raikou. We can get Stardust, XP, Max Particles, and more. If you do get the deluxe version, you will get the timed incubator as your main reward, 1 super incubator, and more encounters. Now, what are the raids going down this week? Let's kick off with 5-star raids, and it looks like we still have Lunala in there. Don't forget, until the 3rd. Please remember, Lunala right now is a brilliant Master League Pokemon. It's one of the best ghost type attackers in the entire game, and with its attack stat being so high, it's an incredibly good Pokemon to go after. Definitely better than something like Solgaleo. Then, coming into rotation on the 4th, we do see the return of the Kanto birds. We know we just saw them in the Road to Kalos event with the potential of having their special backgrounds and their legacy moves. This time, they are returning to raids all the way until the 10th. If you guys didn't know how good these birds are in Pokemon Go right now, well, Moltres is still holding some decent value as a fire type attacker. It's currently still in the top 30 as a flying type attacker with that legacy move of Sky Attack, which you might have just got during this last week. It's going to be the 17th best flying type attacker. If we have a look at Zapdos, it's still breaking to the top 20 as an electric type attacker with Thunder Shock, which is that legacy fast TM which you would have got last week if you did raid. As a flying type attacker with Thunder Shock and Drill Peck, it's currently ranked 31st, and it's actually in the Ultra League and the Master League where this Pokemon is a lot better than Moltres, for example. And the Ultra League currently hovering around the 120th spot, but right now in the Master League it's currently breaking into the top 80, which I think is pretty underrated for Zapdos in this league. Articuno, unfortunately, is probably the worst out of all these birds. It's currently only the 42nd best ice type attacker in the game. In the Master League, it's breaking outside of the top 200, so Articuno is probably really our worst pick here. What's going to be happening in Mega Raids? Mega Absol will be leaving Mega Raids on the 4th, and coming back into rotation will be Mega Pinsir. Mega Pinsir going forward is going to have some decent utility because we know something like maybe Mega Mewtwo will be coming around, and as we know, we might need bug types because it is super effective against something like Psychic, which is where Mega Mewtwo comes in. And Mega Pinsir right now actually has some very good base stats. Its attack is over 300, which is, in my opinion, pretty underrated, and as a bug type attacker right now, it's currently the second best in the entire game. So if you want a Mega Pinsir or if you want to get the Mega Energy now, it's a good time to do that. Then what is going to be our 5-star Shadow Raid boss for the month of March? It looks like Shadow Laddie Ass will be coming in for the month of March. Its base stats are actually very good. It has a max CP of 3968, attack of 228, defense 246, and stamina of 190. So off the bat, this is looking pretty strong. As a dragon type attacker, it's currently in the 33rd spot with Dragon Breath and Outrage. As a psychic type attacker, it's currently breaking to the top 20 with Zen Headbutt and Psychic. But funny enough, it's actually in the Master League where this Pokemon really shines the best. It's actually breaking into the top 40 as well because it is a pretty tanky Pokemon. It's more tanky than something like Shadow Latios, for example, even though that Pokemon's attack stat is a little bit higher. Please remember, for 5-star Shadow Raid bosses, at 60 or 70% of its health, it's going to become enraged. In order to subdue that, you can either just power through with a lot of Pokemon, or you can use something called a Purified Gem. You're gonna need 8 Purified Gems to take away that enraged state, and then the raid will get a lot easier. Please remember, 4 Shadow Shards equals 1 Purified Gem. So remember to defeat grunts and defeat these Shadow Raids so you can get more shards, therefore more gems back. Now let's move on to Tuesday. This is gonna be the introduction of our new Pokemon Go season, which is gonna be called Memories in Motion. The main bonus is coming with Memories in Motion, which is gonna be lasting all the way until June the 2nd, are going to be the following. We can get a guaranteed XL candy for trainers level 31 and up when trading Pokemon in person, and we can also get 1 additional candy when trading Pokemon in person too. We're going to get increased XP for your 7-day Pokestop spin streak, and speaking of streaks, we can also get increased XP as well as Stardust for catching Pokemon on a 7-day streak as well, which I think is pretty neat. If you guys are wanting to know what eggs are going to be hatching, it looks like in 2-kilometer eggs so far we can see Dunsparce, Wimpod, and Tadbulb, and 5-kilometer eggs we can see Sizzlipede, Snom, and Fido. At 7-kilometer eggs, it looks like the Galarian forms will be returning so far with Galarian Meowth, Corsola, as well as Galarian Zigzagoon. And in 10-kilometer eggs, we are seeing something like Dino, Honedge, and Impidimp has made its return in there. Now guys, this is actually a massive week, and I'm gonna take a little bit of a pause here and just talk. What's coming up during this week, in my opinion, it may even be better than something like the Kalos Tour. I'm not even over-exaggerating. We've had a look at the details, and I can't believe that for the Pokemon Go 30th anniversary, from the 3rd, which is going to be Tuesday, the start of the season, all the way until the 9th, we're going to get a brand new Go Pass, which is going to be featuring an encounter with Mewtwo, including encounters with Pokemon discovered from the Kanto region, as well as more candy. If you did get the deluxe version, you're going to get Mewtwo XL candy as well, including encounters with Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. At tier 1, it's going to be 2 times catch candy, which is level 25. At tier 2, which is level 50, it's going to be 2 times catch XP. There is going to be a Ditto change up during this event as well, where Ditto is going to be changing into different Pokemon found in the wild during this event. But you're probably asking, what Pokemon are those going to be? Guys, they have just dropped a huge update for everything that might be spawning in the wild, and it's going to be in relation to their biomes. We can see things like Pikachu, Alakazam, Machamp, Golem, Gengar, Dragonite. And if we're lucky, we can even see things like Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Regional Pokemon like Farfetch'd, Kangaskhan, Mr. Mime, and Tauros will continue to appear in certain regions across the world. In 1-star raids, we can see Pikachu wearing Red's hat or Leaf's hat. In 3-star raids, we can see Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. In field research tasks, we can see Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu, Magikarp, and Eevee. Let me just say, I think that this event is incredible. I know a lot of people are over Kanto Pokemon, in my opinion. I think the way that they are bringing this back as a 30th year anniversary, bringing 2nd stage evolutions in the wild, and I have a feeling they are going to be more common than people may think. This is an incredible event, guys, that we need to take full advantage of. Part 1 of that anniversary is going to be a full coverage video that we will do separately, and I think we're going to release that tomorrow. But normally on Tuesday, we would see Spotlight Hours. If you guys weren't aware, Pokemon Go, Scopely, however you want to say it, they have taken away spotlights, at least right now, for the foreseeable future, which I'm pretty upset about. And what they've replaced it with is a little feature called Daily Discoveries. We know we've passed Monday already, but on Monday, it looks like it's going to be called Fast Track Monday, where we can get 2 times Go points for completing daily tasks. On Tuesday, it's going to be featuring Showcase Tuesday, where we can feature up to 20 different categories. That's going to be interesting. On Thursday, it's going to be called Go Battle Thursday, where we can complete up to a total of 50 GBL battles. On Friday, it's going to be called Friendship Friday, which is going to allow us to do one special trade, one additional XL candy when trading, including increased lucky trades as well. So this is pretty much like Trade Sundays we saw, but I think this is an incredible feature, especially because it's going to be stacking with the seasonal bonus as well of getting one additional XL candy. So you could potentially get up to 2 or 3 XL candy if you are trading Pokemon over large distances as well. And then on Sunday, it's going to be called Double Time Sunday, where it's going to be 2 times incense and lure module duration. Moving on to Wednesday, the only thing we need to worry about there is going to be the raid hour on the 4th, featuring the Cantonian birds. We've just gone through how good they are. Remember that 1 in 20 shiny chance. That 30th anniversary event is going to be carrying us throughout the week, but the part 2 of that event is something called the 30th anniversary all out event, which is going to be taking place on the weekend from the 7th until 9th. And in a long story short, what's happening here is that we can encounter every single Pokemon that has made their Pokemon Go debut, and they will be able to spawn in their natural habitat in the wild. This obviously does not include Pokemon like Smeargle, Shed Ninja, all the Pokemon that would be found by other means like Larvesta coming from eggs or Scatterbug coming from pinning gifts. These Pokemon won't be available in the wild, and we're just going to leave that list on screen right now so you can see everything that will be unavailable. But this is a huge bonus that looks like it's going to be lasting for the entire week, not just the weekend. That incense activated during this event will attract Pokemon, but it may give you a chance to encounter legendary Pokemon if you're very lucky, which of course can be shiny. In raids, I'm going to save my editor here because it's just crazy, and we are going to cover this in another separate video. But in 1-star raids, we can see all the Pikachus that just spawned during the Road to Kalos event, from Red's hat all the way until Serena's hat. In 5-star raids, we can see the Cantonian birds, we can see Deoxys in the normal form, we can see Darkrai in there, Genesect with no drive. It looks like some of the Ultra Beasts are returning to Hellego, Buzzwole, Pheromosa, Xurkitree, Celesteela, and Kartana, as well as Guzzlord, Stakataka, Blacephalon, and we can see Necrozma as well, which I think is awesome in 5-star raids. We don't think that Necrozma will be awarding energy coming from those raids as well for the fusions. And eggs purely hatching from 2-kilometer eggs, we can see all the baby Pokemon that have been released in Pokemon Go. Of course, something like Mime Jr. will only be able to be hatched in certain parts of the world, and all of them can be shiny as well. We're just going to leave it on screen right now so you can get a good idea of everything that might be hatching. Bear in mind, for this 30th anniversary event, we couldn't even go into the detail that we wanted to, but we will be releasing 2 separate videos in the coming days that will be detailing everything about the 30th anniversary event. And once those videos are complete, we will leave them both as our end screen right here. Guys, please smash that like and subscribe button. We are finally back after being hacked. To be honest, we were really worried that, to be honest, these people had the power to literally delete our channel. So we're so happy that we're back making content for you guys. Again, apologies for the slight delay, but we are back. Please hype this video as much as you can. Hopefully it's not too long for you guys. I didn't want to waste your time and just cover everything in one video, so I can cover it in different videos for you guys as well. All right, love you guys. Go with us, and we'll catch you in the next one, baby.